Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I explore a local beach near my house. Stick around till the end of the video to see one of my absolute favourite images that I've taken so far while being in Scotland. So currently, I'm just down the road from my house actually, and the sun keeps popping out behind the clouds in the distance, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get some of the action in these waves here by the rocks, which is looking quite nice. But then in the distance over the Isle of Mull, there's also some sun rays coming through, which is quite distracting because I just want to photograph them as well. So I kind of want to stick to what I need to shoot really. So I'm going to play around with this for a few minutes, see how these end up. And the light keeps coming in and out, as I say. I'm trying to get as much as I can in this frame. I've gone for the 16-35 f4, but I'm at f11. And I maybe want to try and get some of that action in the waves as well. I don't need to focus stack because I've got everything in focus at f11 and I've focused quite far into the frame, so everything is in focus. But I'm popping away loads of different shots. Trying to get my camera to act as a GoPro, but I'm not quite sure if it's working. I've got it in the top pocket of my camera bag. So I'm really trying to move around the frame and try and find the best composition. It's ended up getting close to the sea actually. So let's hope my lens does not get too wet, because I don't have anything to get wading into the sea with. Let's pop away some shots, see what these are looking like. I'm quite nice and close, but I might try and get something sharper by bumping up the ISO, having a faster shutter speed, and that might give some nice shots there of the waves crashing. Sun does keep popping out, but I'm getting some flare on the screen as well, so I'm hoping it does just tuck away behind the clouds, and then I'll be able to get some shots without the lens flare really. So let's hope. And my shutter speed is at 1/250th of a second. It seems to still give a little bit of a softness to the water, nothing's too sharp. And my lens, I don't know if it's wide enough to be honest. I'm at 16mm all the way out, and it seems to be just that little bit too telephoto, even if it is 16mm. Probably need something at 14, 12 to really get everything in focus, but I might have to step back. I'll have a little play around again. If those shots are any good, then here's a shot. Now what I am going to try and do, I'm going to move round. Just looking at all the rocks over here and ours over this way. It was a bit too much empty space, so I'm going to try and move around and try and accentuate these rocks. And there's a couple of nice layers actually. You've got Mull over there, which is casting some really nice light at the moment, and that's coming and going as well, so I've got to be really quick. I'm still at f11 as well, and everything seems to be fairly sharp. I have to really preserve the highlights in this one as well, so really get that shutter speed down. I'm still going to keep a higher ISO just in case, you know, the camera can cope with the higher ISO. I think it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. This is what it's about, coming out on these evenings. It's completely improvised as well. I'm going to get a little bit closer. I'm going to dare to go a bit closer. That's looking nice. Getting out on these evenings and looking at all that light just being cast. It's been quite windy. This morning was really cloudy, and then suddenly it's really sunny. But that's just Scotland in a nutshell for you. Let's have a little review of these. Yeah, that's looking good. Might stop down an extra stop actually. Going to go to f13, so just get more in focus and still keep that shutter speed fairly high at 1/400th of a second. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Now once again I'm getting quite a bit of lens flare, and in post there's nothing really much I can do about that, but I might have to wait for the sun to just tuck behind the clouds once again, and hopefully that flare will just dip and just go away from the lens while still getting some nice light onto these rocks in the foreground. The shadows still seem to have some detail in them, and I'm really preserving it for the highlights as well. It's looking pretty good. Have I got water on the lens? Probably got water on the lens. Let's just do the little sleeve wipe. Yeah, it's a bit better. So after around 15 minutes, I decided to move slightly to the right. I got lower down, lined up composition. I took 3 separate shots, stitched all of the wave shots together in Photoshop, and here's a shot. So after I managed to capture the wave shots, I decided to call it a day and head back. And as I headed back, I came across this lovely sandy beach, and there was a singular rock just in the foreground, and the sun was just setting behind Mull. And I didn't manage to get any video of this, but I took 3 separate shots, different exposures, different focusing, stitched them all together in Photoshop, and here is the shot. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.